It has been a fair busy time in the world of collecting. I've forgotten my tea. There's not much of it left. If I guzzle it down now, we can be all done. I've got hair so short I look like a fucking action man. It'd be nice if I did actually look like an action man. Except for the blue Y-fronts. There. It's been a good month. I had a few pennies to spare. You lot must sit with your cameras a lot further away. They're big. Get your camera angle right before you turn the camera on, Dave. Shout out to Ben Waspshot, who's a git. And if any of you have seen his video, you'll all know why he's a fucking git. But you are a git. A lovable, scruffy-haired, indie git. You git! All that fucking stuff! I don't even really give a shit about the G1 Jetfire, but a boxed, pristine 84 Optimus Prime with chrome. It upsets me. I went to the toy shop. It's been a good month. Thought I'd buy some toys. They're big. Oh, it's big. Oh, it's a plane. It's a bird. It's Superman. It's Blitzwing. In response to Baxter, yes, I do pose my toys. I love posing my toys. It's actually one of the highlights of my day. Anyone who's got me on Facebook knows that I put photos of posed toys up a lot. And screw you, man, I don't care. It's really good. I've got the wrong face on him. I don't know what face you lot have. Tell me what face you lot have, but really, that's the only face that he needs. But then he looks kind of like a Constructicon. He's got a Constructicon's face. They're enormous. They're absolutely... I mean, first edition Starscream and this. Look! and that ain't shit. That's nothing. That's like... That's weasel juice. Holy moly, egg-a-honey, can't put it into words. Actually, I can't put it into words. Just how... I wish I could show you the... I mean, if you imagine his feet flat on a book or something. The posability, the dexterousness, it's just magnificent, and it's possible to do it in all the modes without spending a fortune. It's possible to put it in all the modes without taking ages, investing a fortune's worth of time. That's, I think, where my brain was going, in my brain. You can do all three modes without reading instructions, both of them. One's a little more difficult than the other. I would admit that on Blitzwing it's a little bit difficult sometimes to see where the tabs are going to go, because normally 99 times out of 100 you're sort of squeezing a tab through there or clocking a tab down like that, and there's lots of stuff that you have to hook it under and then go like... Still, I wasn't going to buy Blitzwing, but then I just sat there thinking... I can't have one without the other, because then I'm just going to really, really want... And then I was fully prepared to spend the money on Blitzwing and not really get the most out of it. But unusually, you love something so much from the box outside and you're so pumped to get it home. I would say, to be fair, 3 out of every 10 box that you buy, you're disappointed because it looks better in the box than it is in your hand. Blitzwing is much better in your hand than it looks in the box. And they're gargantuan, they're huge. The other thing I got that makes me very, very, very pleased is a Night Stalker. We'll do a review on him, but not now, because out of the little quadruplet of robots that I got, The whole line. All of them. It's a joy. It's a genuine fucking gift every time I get one of these things. And this is, to be honest with you, probably the most disappointing one out of all of them. But that's not because the actual toy itself is disappointing, although it is mildly disappointing. It's not blow your head off amazing. It's slightly better than all the others, but it's so much more expensive than the others without really a huge amount more of engineering skill in them. I'm not quite sure if it offsets itself. It also explodes the first time you transform it. So far I've knocked the bottom jaw off. The wings pop off as quick as you like. I don't know if my wings are upside down, but you've got this. So there's these big divots in the wings where, to me, it looks like they ought to be up the other way. But then if you put them up the other way, we're going to give it a try. They won't go up the other way because then they're facing backwards. I'm trying to do stuff on camera, but there's no point for this little bit, I don't think. But I don't want to stress bits, but these pop off really easily, and they're very, very loose, and I'm going to have to do something about that. However, this contains one of the best bits of engineering that I've really come across in quite some time. Probably since, and dare I say it, and it's not even in the house, it's at Mum and Dad's still, because all of my masterpieces are except for Optimus, but probably Rodimus. This is probably the most simplistic but amazingly clever piece of engineering. The other thing is, for a simplistic, amazing piece of engineering on a figure that I've currently lost. Where are you? G1s? No. Where's Megatron? The Scout Megatron mould that was out a little while ago gave birth to this toy. Forgive me for looking back, but I know I've got the Megatron at hand somewhere because I brought him in I had him blue tacked in the van for a little while, just as I can. Let's get on with it, because I've been babbling for 7 minutes already. Monkey said some very nice stuff, which is very nice. I'm not going to Auto Assembly, I'm afraid. I will be spending all the money from Auto Assembly on a new computer, because I really want to delve into the music thing, and every time I really get into some music, the computer just hangs and struggles and gives me shit. So it's time to turn 2 gig of RAM into 8 gig of RAM and buy a quad core, hopefully, with like a 4.3 processor. I don't really know what I'm talking about. This is just stuff that I've read. But these are all the things that I'm going for, so I've got to save up for it. Predaking. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Dragon mode is very, very good. You've got articulation there. You've got articulation, can you see? There. And you've got articulation there. So he does the flappy wing a little bit, but these joints here are very, very loose. Mr. Plastic Robot did a version of this that is quite frankly sublime. I am going to, in fact, what all you can do is either decide, Dave, I would like to see a modified, because I'm going to take my airbrush to a robot, or if anyone's got an old robot that you would like me to see me sort of glue into paste as a statue and then paint it grey and then paint it basically with my airbrush, and really, then if you've got an old khaki figure that you think that would look good as, and you've got an idea, send her on and I'll get it done. I might send it back after, or I might keep it. We'll see. It's a project. It's worth asking. The first thing you do with this, because it's a dragon, 100% it's a dragon. It's slender. The tail's vile. This thing's crap. This thing goes in there, as I've just done, which is the tail. You just pull that out of there. Okay. And to get the whole shebang started, you're going to take this. Let me move the armies out of the way, like that. And then you're going to do a Megatron's legs. And do that. Which is exactly the technology which has been there for donkey's years on the little tiny Megatron that you can get, the G1 one that came out not so long ago. And then, just by fiddling that, you have already got the lion's share of, or the dragon's share of. You twist these around the back, get the back of the legs sorted, and then they become the heels. I mean, that in itself is genius. because I'll do that again. Look, so you got this, and then you're just going to twist that round the back of the leg and push it down into place, and that gives you heels and everything that a man could ever want or need for a robot. I mean, that's just genius. And then it means these toesy claws are kind of backwards to each other. Look, but that's because they line up when you're in dragon mode. Then this thing we're going to leave dangling for a little while. This thing is shit. It sort of gets in the way. And the head popped off, and that popped off as soon as I got it out of the box. So do be careful, but don't let it put you off, because you just need to be a little more tenacious with getting it all right. Twist it at the... I'm doing it off camera. Take that, twist that, turn around so she's all straight on forward. Take your fist, take your finger and put it in the chest plate. Pull the chest plate forward like that. This is going to leave a great big hole there, okay? And what you're going to want to do is take the dragon head. Let me get these wings out of the way for a minute. Take the dragon head. Dragon head will pop off, and it's not very well attached from being in the box. So you do that, like that. Okay, so the dragon head's backwards, and all you do is you're going to take the bloody wings are in the way again. Look. Take the whole thing. Close the jaw for a start, because that popped off and it took me ages to work out where it came from. And you're going to turn all of that forwards on this big spliny rotatey thing, like that. And there you are, done. So the back of the dragon back is going to go down the back of the robot, and then you just sort of fashion it down. Bloody wings. So this moves up and down for articulation, so you just fold that right down along the back of the, not too hard because you don't want the plastic teeth to really hit the body, otherwise you're just going to get warpy teeth. But that gives you, when you press it back on there, the body. Now we are essentially done, but the glory of this is it's not, and I repeat, it is not just a case of folding the legs down. You've actually created the legs. There's a transformation to it. I particularly think that's stunning. I absolutely love it. It does give you this enormous, great big... Where's the damn wings again? Look. It gives you this enormous, great big backpack thing going on here. Look. I mean, it's kind of forgivable. I think it looks quite nice if you actually have the dragon head when it's in robot mode. But to each their own. See, I would have done that. Because then you've still got the dragon head poking out over the top. So it's like doubly scary. Then all you do is take the wings, fold them over like that. Like that, like that. Take the wings, fold them over like that. Do whatever you want with them. I like to fold them in a little bit because they actually just have a lot more rigidity within the structure if you do it like that. And there you go. You can drop it down so you can see a bit more wing, but these bolts, the silver bits, could do with something in there just to give them a bit more stability. Then all you do is take the hands, do that, take the hands and do that, twist, twist. Predaking. You can fold these down at the back. They've got these bits fold up and down. Now, they look awesome out in both modes. So I've never really put them away, but that's technically how it's supposed to be. I can't show you the face because the webcam I've got is shit. Not having a decent camera makes me sad, but his face is probably the worst bit about him because it's not very defined. It could have been done with... I'm gonna dry brush it or something like that. I'm gonna just bring it to life a little bit. It's very good. It's posable. We've got in and out, up and down on swivels. You've got a swivel at the knee. No real articulation in the feet aside from the toes moving, but that's mainly for transformation and that sort of stuff. You can push the heels in and out like that. So if you have got a difficult pose, you can give him nice wide feet at the bottom, and that works. You've got a waist, which is really for transformation, but it's all good. Up and down at the shoulder, in and out of the shoulder, bend at the elbow, twist at the wrist, and that's kind of it. Its head will turn like that, but that's all. It's not on a ball joint. So out of 4 bots that I've got, that's the most disappointing one, which is a real shame. But if you put him with all the other Predabots, it looks brilliant. Really, 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 really brilliant. I just want to fix the wings so they don't fall down. That's... What was I wanting to... Baxter! While I'm on, Baxter. Yes, I do pose my robots. And I would admit that since I put my video up about I've got loads of Transformers that I haven't transformed, what about you? Everyone just went around, no, what are you talking about, Dave, you bloody nana? Fucking go and transform some robots, biatch. And yes, a lot of them I've done it once and then put it on a shelf and then had it for literally 18 months, 2 years, longer, and not touched it again. And that's really what I meant. But I'm going to do a review on my Takara Unicron. I'm going to bring the box over from Mum and Dad's and show you the box and just try and sit back a bit further and do a sexy full review. This has been me. Oh, the one thing you can do. Sorry. I'm shit at this review stuff. I used to be really good at it. Now I just do it for fun. So fun. That was the other thing, wasn't it? I just do this for fun. And I was thinking I want to do a Q&A video the other day, and then I thought loads of people have done Q&A videos. And to be honest with you, the reason I want to do a Q&A video, and I think this is directly connected to what Lee was talking about the other, and Baxter have been talking about, Baxter being rambling catastrophe. I enjoy the prep of, if I know I'm going to review a bot at the end of the week, or for example, I enjoy all the comments that come after the video. A, because they give me a nice little rosy glow of someone watched my video, aren't I special? But B, because I think it should be an evolution, because you should take a little bit of your last video and put that into your next video. So there's like a, so you climb the ladder of knowledge. That was horrible. My name is SMS number 1. I won't be at Auto Assembly this year because I'm spending all my money on my computer. But in the meantime, obviously, that hole would have been a nice way to have 100 quid's worth to go towards the machine. But I like to be the robots. Big up your bad selves. Did a thing with Timey the other day. Keep an eye out for it. Sharp and watch this.